Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
It was just a weird.
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far the worst ref game. It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Kate. There was new footage that has come out.
Caitlin Clark is injured again.
Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
But it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no call.
It all changes with the release of new footage. In a previously unseen angle, it is evident that Jacy Sheldon drove her knee straight into Caitlin Clark's groin as the referee watched and did nothing.
These referees was completely ridiculous. The referees was a complete disaster.
The game goes on as if nothing had happened, even though Caitlin grips the painful spot right away.
Grab the inside of that right leg.
This was no inconsequential infraction that might go either way. This was the aim. If you agree with Caitlin, please leave a comment with Protect CC right now. Fans won't ignore it, even if the league does. Viewership is driven by her. Seats are being filled by her.
She's the one bringing all the viewers.
She was the reason we won.
And the Indiana Fever plays their best when Caitlin is on the floor. Yeah, I get it 1,000%.
And as soon as this new angle appeared online, everything was crystal obvious in slow motion and high definition. It exploded. It's as obvious as day. Caitlin is charged by Sheldon. Her knee falls exactly where it hurts, and her leg rises off the ground. This was no accident. There was no gray area here. It was obvious.
There's new footage that has come out. Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin. Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
She hasn't even grounded her foot. With all of her momentum, she is directly aiming at Caitlin. Caitlin doubles over as soon as the knee touches, clearly grimacing and gripping her torso.
9 seconds in the game, she holding her leg because she knew. Caitlin knew she was hurt.
However, the referee a few feet away overlooks it. Nothing, no whistle, no replay, no foul.
There's a referee standing right there we all can see. Can you guys see this right here? You guys see that? That is a knee. Jacy Sheldon's knee is all the way fully, her whole leg is fully extended.
Caitlin Clark took a knee to the groin from Jacy Sheldon, but it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no call.
It was a social media bomb. Fans took to social media to demand answers as soon as the word Sheldon knee became popular. Was it intentional? Was it risky? It ought to have been called at the very least. However, it wasn't even recognized. And that stillness says more than words can. It informs the world. You can play with Caitlin Clark. It's clear from her response. She didn't exaggerate or flip. She didn't yell. Evidently in discomfort, she simply grasped the area and made an effort to remain upright. You sensed it. This was not an act.
Off the ground into Caitlin Clark's hand and groin area. You clearly see that. She immediately grabs her groin. She knows she's hurt.
And that's what strikes most strongly. In addition to the fact that she was injured, the league's biggest star is being singled out time and time again, and nobody seems to care about keeping her safe. There was no conversation sparked by this clip. One was confirmed.
It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Caitlin, bro.
It confirmed what supporters had been speculating about for weeks. This is not merely a crude defense. There is a pattern. An unsafe, unchecked trend. We finally have the video to back it up. This nasty play wasn't a random one. It was a component of a persistent problem. Throughout the season, Caitlin Clark has been taking a lot of hits. Eye pokes, blindside shives, harsh elbows, and now a blatant knee. Game after game has beaten her. Additionally, the WNBA has taken little to no action.
Fans' point of view of what happened. Watch this. So this was actually inside the stadium.
Please welcome to the floor, ladies and members of the Connecticut Sun squad. Let's make some noise for Penny Garden.
Because the fix is in that they can be extra physical with Clark.
Gritty defense is not what this is. It's a form of discipline, and the difference is enormous. Stopping her on the scoreboard is no longer the goal. Sending a message is the goal. This isn't where you belong. The referees are also making it possible. Caitlyn's left is begging for simple calls in game after game. She has repeatedly been spotted mid-aim arguing for justice in order to be heard. And when she defends herself, she's the one who gets a technical warning or urged to calm down.
Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually fully heal.
It's reversed. Even her coach, Stephanie White, has admitted that Caitlyn is held to a different standard. A particular type of physicality is permitted, but the league has not taken any action, held anyone accountable, issued a statement, or imposed any penalties on the referees for repeatedly missing it. And the supporters are tired. They have been sharing videos and saturating comment sections with calls for reform.
She was livid. She told the referee to grow up, got Agnes confirmed. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark said to the ref. She told the ref to grow up.
The referees was embarrassing. The referee then said something to Caitlin Clark and completely set Caitlin Clark off.
She had snapped at a referee earlier. She had held her head down in the midst of her shooting slump.
It's reversed. Even her coach, Stephanie White, has admitted that Caitlyn is held to a different standard. A particular type of physicality is permitted, but the league has not taken any action, held anyone accountable, issued a statement, or imposed any penalties on the referees for repeatedly missing it. And the supporters are tired. They have been sharing videos and saturating comment sections with calls for reform.
It hurt again. This is her fourth upper leg injury on her other leg.
It's difficult to see Clark holding back tears.
And we want to see Caitlin Clark ball.
Caitlyn's brother was fed up too. He went on the internet to criticize the officiating crew for allowing his sister to be beaten without repercussions after witnessing the Sheldon event. He's not by himself either. The same is being said by analysts, commentators, and past players. It is visible to all. However, the league pretends that it doesn't exist. And because this isn't happening in a vacuum, that quiet is risky. Resentment is simmering beneath the surface. Let's be honest. The ascent of Caitlin Clark was not gradual. An explosion occurred. She wasn't a newcomer to the league. Overnight, she altered the game. She garnered attention from all around the world, sold-out games, and record-breaking TV numbers. And that's difficult for some WNBA veterans to accept.
These referees was completely ridiculous. They're holding Kathy accountable for Adam Silver to possibly step in and get rid of Kathy.
She did not pay her dues in the traditional manner. Her impact on culture, fan base, and popularity blew the doors off. Additionally, some players are attempting to frighten her with aggressiveness, schvees, and cheap shots rather than matching her talent level. And now knees, as one viral video shows. And where is Kathy Engelbert during all of this? Not a trace. The commissioner of the WNBA has remained silent. No public support, no action, no comment from the biggest star in the league. Engelbert remains mute while Caitlin Clark is repeatedly beaten. As Caitlin endures one blow after vicious blow, fans are watching this happen in real time. And now a lot of people are publicly urging NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to take over.
Beaver win in the ugliest 85-77. Fourth quarter was as long as that Wings game. It just dragged, man. There were 15 of the 33 fouls in this game were all in that fourth quarter, along with stoppages. Caitlin Clark had a tough shooting night again. At this point, it was clear through this game she's not 100%.
It's gotten that terrible, yes. You can tell that there is no longer any trust left when supporters are pleading with the leader of another league to save theirs. This isn't just about a player who got hurt. It's about what happens when a league doesn't defend the person who brought it to prominence. Caitlin Clark is being sacrificed for power struggles, vanity, and resentment rather than for victories or strategy. Additionally, Engelbert's silence is an indication of approval.
In fact, she came out of the timeout. So Caitlin comes out of the timeout right here. And this is the timeout after she's dribbled the ball up. She's drilled the ball up straight away, got fouled by Layla Khan.
And that game?
This most recent blow wasn't just another wound. It shattered the fundamental foundation that the WNBA was attempting to establish. Fans weren't only upset when the video of Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlyn in the groin became public, they were heartbroken. That video demonstrated the breakdown of trust in addition to physical suffering. A league that stumbled by allowing their most important player to be injured with no repercussions after finally gaining the attention it had long desired. Let's not act as though Caitlyn solely attracted admirers. She brought a revolution, vitality, and relevancy. She crammed arenas with cities that formerly performed in front of vacant seats. She made ordinary games into events that everyone had to see. She rekindled interest in women's basketball among children. Fever jerseys were cool because of her. What has she received in exchange? A vicious knee, quiet referees, moments of tears under a towel, and now the possibility of her missing the All-Star game.
What if this would have happened to Kobe? What if this would have happened to Jordan? The type of shit that is going down in this league, bro, is making it hard to watch.
Additionally, that game is expected to be the season's high point. It's in her new home state of Indiana. In a way, the court was made for her. She appears in the advertisements. Because of her, fans purchase tickets. And now there's a serious danger she won't even be able to suit up due to careless violence and feckless leadership. It's more than just an issue. The whole thing is a marketing nightmare.
Well, the court is now set up. It's unfortunate, man. Caitlin Clark, we don't know yet, but I'm getting word that she's hurt, hella hurt.
Already, the backlash has begun. The cost of tickets is decreasing. They're being given away. Travel plans and flights are being canceled by fans. Why should we show up for a league that won't protect the reason we care is a common question on social media.
See Caitlin Clark grab her groin after making this play to Kelsey Mitchell, the backdoor play that we've grown accustomed to seeing, and just like that, boom, grabbing the groin, clearly in pain.
A lot of people feeling the pain on this.
And it's not just fan annoyance. There is a real risk to Caitlyn's health. A jammed finger is not the same as a groin injury. These are soft tissue injuries that require rest, patience, and appropriate care. Caitlyn hasn't experienced that either. She has overcome groin strains, quad problems, and other ailments. In a little more than 3 months, there were 4 distinct soft tissue injuries. It's not unlucky. It's a crisis.
I think it is very likely that Caitlin Clark, the reason why she's so upset is just the old way of the world. It's finally kind of coming down on her. And that's a kind of scary thing where she almost has too much pressure put on her shoulders.
She is hobbling throughout every game. Fans hold their breath whenever she hits the floor. Despite everything, she continues to play, smile, and bear the league's burden. However, how long can that go on? A league cannot be carried on your back and be defeated when it is not looking. Her body isn't the only thing breaking. Cracks are also appearing in her spirit. She didn't scream after that knee to the groin. She didn't voice any complaints. She didn't raise a fuss. She simply left, clutching herself in agony. Later, with tears in her eyes, she sat silently with a towel over her head. It was more than just bodily discomfort. It was emotional fatigue.
Clark, she started off bad, but she slowly got it together. She had 14 points, 7 assists, and 8 rebounds.
And there was a young celebrity at her most vulnerable. What does that tell the stars of tomorrow? That you will suffer consequences if you advance too quickly, get too much popularity, or become too strong. That while you are being targeted on the court, the league will turn a blind eye. People are beginning to pose challenging queries. What happens if Caitlyn speaks up? How about if she doesn't attend the All-Star game? What happens if she quits the WNBA entirely and plays abroad, where her value and health are esteemed? Because it's difficult to think the WNBA is accomplishing either at the moment. Furthermore, it will be a collapse rather than merely a loss if she departs. Caitlin Clark is the future, not just a player. And the league won't have any future at all if it doesn't defend her. There is a line in the sand at this point. There is no denying the footage. The number of injuries is increasing. There is no word from the leadership. Not only will the WNBA lose its star, but it will also lose its soul if nothing changes.
Online, he's mad. The referees was a complete disaster this game. Caitlin Clark erupted on them numerous of times in this matchup. Stephanie White erupted. Caitlin Clark literally had to get pulled away. She started crying. She's finna put the towel over. She's bawling right now. Because she knows she's hurt, and these referees allow her to get hurt. Caitlin Clark, brother, make no mistake, this is on the ref, and he know his sister's hurt right before All-Star game. All the hacking, the pushing, the damn shoving, all of this was unnecessary. I am sick of this shit. The refs were letting defenders hand check Caitlin all damn night and hold Caitlin Clark without consequence.
Fans can't ignore another issue, as if all the missed calls and dirty fouls weren't terrible enough. The double standard. The treatment of Caitlin extends beyond the court. She is receiving unjust treatment in interviews, the media, and behind closed doors. It's also not arbitrary. It's deliberate.
They're literally trying to destroy Caitlin Clark, the person, physically, bro. They're physically trying to destroy this young lady for being a good basketball player. Can we wrap our minds around that? Put our hearts around that. They're trying to destroy this young lady for being a great basketball player.
Examine how the media reports on the injuries of other athletes. Immediate coverage, sympathy, and assistance. However, it hardly receives any attention when Caitlin is shot in the groin in front of a national audience. There are headlines that pretend it never happened. Some minimize it. No broad cries for accountability, no outcry, and no backing from league veterans are present. Silence instead, or worse, derision. Some commenters have implied that she is excessively sensitive. You have individuals spinning this like though the physicality is too much for her. Let's just call it that. Caitlin Clark has endured eye poking, stomping, elbowing, and now being shoved in the groin. Physical play is not what this is. The violence is targeted. And she is the one who is called dramatic when she responds and dares to request a foul. The level of hypocrisy is astounding.
Caitlin Clark is obviously the reason why everybody's watching the WNBA. She's the reason why all these fans are tuning in.
Nobody on this team sets screens.
Caitlin Clark running the show.
Caitlin Clark showed y'all. She the best that ever did it and got away.
The league is attempting to win both sides. They want the social buzz, the ratings, and the jersey sales, but they don't want to put in the effort to truly safeguard the woman who is enabling all of that. They no longer want the brand without the accountability, though. A celebrity cannot be the center of your league and then have her physically abused while you turn a blind eye. If you want her to save the league, you can't treat her like a throwaway object. This was never limited to basketball. Trust was at issue. It had to do with leadership. And both are absent at the moment. There was more to the knee to the groin than merely a foul. That was the tipping point. Furthermore, no whistle can compare to the solitude at the top. The supporters will take action if the league doesn't. If you completely agree with Caitlin Clark, please leave a comment below with Protect CC. To ensure you don't miss anything, like, subscribe, and enable all notifications.